The arrival of Cyber Attack at Granada Farms marked the end of a Millionaires Championship producing racing career and signified the beginning of the most highly sought-after stallion prospect for the breeding season this year. This is episode 2 of his journey from the racetrack to the breeding shed, the making of a sire, the Cyber Attack editions.
Well, I did see him through the sale video afterwards, after the fact, and I was amazed at the beauty of him because of Bomb Cyclone not being a beauty. And so I thought, what a difference between brothers, actually between all 4 brothers. They were all 4 different.
After we purchased Cyber Attack at the sale, him along with many other ones that we bought that year, I ship them to La Felice Montaña Ranch, which is maybe 20-25 minutes away. And naturally we're nervous about getting him broke and going to the track and going through the gate and all that kind of stuff, because, you know, that's a very important time of a baby's life. The cool thing is that Javier Rodriguez, that owns La Felice Montaña Ranch, has bought and handled many high-priced horses because he buys a lot of them himself. So I felt that that was a good place to put him. We have a good relationship. They take care of all my babies even to this day, and so I owe them a lot for getting the horse started, because I was in California for a couple of months after the sales running Bomb Cyclone and various other horses. I was very nervous about what was going on. We made a few phone calls and everything was always good. We hit a little patch where he kept getting a tummy ache, getting a little colicky. And we started him on some little stomach medicine and got him through that. I was nervous about that more than anything else, but that lasted for about a month, and then we kind of talked him out of that. I was nervous, as I'm kind of a nervous Nelly about all of them, but him, since we paid so much for him and, you know, everything, but I feel like La Felice Montaña Ranch really looks out for me and my horses, and they do a super good job. Everybody loved him because he trained. He would go out and train. That's the key about these horses, is they go and train. They don't just go and gallop. And most all of the good horses that I've had were that way. They go and they bow their head and get in the bit and train, and that's the difference. In some of them just gallop like an old milk cow around there, and these horses right off the bat, they train, and that's so they're ready within a couple months. It makes you want to run them. If you were at the racetrack, you would want to almost stick them in, but like I said, the first thing you need to do with this family is just slow down a little bit, because they're born runners.
And he excited the trainers that were breaking him, saying that he wants to run, he likes to run. And so as he grew, that excited Chris, because he felt that gave him more power.
You know, they're like little kids going to grade school or kindergarten, and we expect a lot out of these babies. We start them in October or so, breaking them, and start running in, you know, early in the year. And I try to remind all my clients, remember, they're just babies. But this horse in particular didn't act like a baby. First time I worked him, he was like, game's on. I'll never forget it. The first time we ever breezed Cyber Attack, I breezed him with Ray Ye, who was, the two of them ended up making the finals of the 2 million. 2 superstar horses, both favorite cartel. And I breezed them together at La Felice Montaña Ranch the first time. And they looked like 5-year-olds, like you'd hooked up 2 5-year-olds. And Sean Hubbard looked at me and I looked at him, and he says, I don't know how we got here, but we got here awful fast. So the only thing I did was just slow everything down.
After finishing up his initial training at La Feliz Montana Ranch in Hondo, New Mexico, it was off to the mountain, with Ruidoso being his initial target and qualifying into the Grade 1 Ruidoso Futurity being the first objective. And like many 2-year-olds going for the Triple Crown races in Ruidoso, the first taste of seeing multiple runners breaking alongside of them happens in the schooling races there on the mountain.
We just had made some plans, and it's the same plans with all of them, but we try to go into the schooling races at Ruidoso. Next is the Ruidoso Futurity Trials, and you don't have a lot of time, so you kind of have to come ready. I didn't want to go to Sunland or Oklahoma and run him because you've only got so many bullets, and we wanted to make a big splash at Ruidoso. So, like I said, we hit the schooling race, and he looked really nice.
Well, he won the schooling races, and I thought he can win pretty easy the schooling races because he's been working pretty good. But that day, for some reason, he don't break, like bomb cyclo. The first time he don't break either. But I feel the power because he broke almost last, and I remember he was the 7, but it was one horse on the outside. So the outside horse, he was lagging in. I was trying to stop it and go around the other horse, and he still was like running like I told Chris, this is the horse with the power for the 400 yards right here for 40.
And then we went to trials for the Ruidoso Futurity, and we definitely thought that he was going to make a big splash.
Running, and just like Bomb Cyclone, Cyber Attack comes out last and now has to find a path. And it's early speed for a political song. Then in the yellow, Cap Shaker's No Secret. And then in the orange, Cyber Attack is trying to come on. Truffles in third. And the leader, a political song. It'll be close between Trump's My Hero and...
Anytime you see one get out of the gate bad, and they're running over horses, clipping heels practically, and splitting horses, and you know you've got something there. Because most horses, they break bad, they eat a little dirt, they're done. But he ate a little dirt. It was maybe a good thing in the long run.
Our very first trainer explained something to me. He said, it's a horse race. Anything can happen. Because I asked him, is our horse going to win? Because it was the favorite. And he said, it's a horse race. Anything can happen. And I've always kept that in the back of my mind, never forgetting that.
He was just running over horses, and we like to see that he was running at the end of the race. He didn't give up. Eduardo was up in the saddle trying to find a place to go, and if we would have had a place to go, he probably, even though he got out of the gate terrible, he probably would have run second or third. Instead, we ran, I think, 5th or 6th. But we were crushed, but it only lasted for a couple hours. I mean, we knew there's other things to come. And we have lots of big races and things for him to point at. In quarter horse race, you got to get out of the gate, plain and simple. So we made some little adjustments. He wasn't bad in the gate in the trials, but he didn't stand quite as good as I would like, and so you have to do something. So my big adjustment right off the bat is flipping halter. And the flipping halter just ties them in there, makes them look down the track, makes them stand better and pay a little more attention. And once they start standing good with the flipping halter, then you need to jump them out of the gate so that they know they can come out of the gate, because you're basically tying them in the gate where they can't go anywhere.
So he put her in the schooling a couple times in the halter, and before they run, you need to make him break one time, testing the halter. That day when he tests the halter, he braked like a rocket.
We knew we had made the right decision, because you talk about a rocket with the afterburners on, well, that was Cyber Attack. We came back into the trials of the Rainbow Futurity with super high hopes.
Grade 1 for the Grade 1, $1 million Rainbow Futurity. Clear running. Cyber Attack broke much better today, but up on the lead is Illegal Moonflash. It's Illegal Moonflash, Cyber Attack inside, middle of track, A, B, Kiss and Run. And then we have Political Royalty. Cyber Attack is now gunned it, and Cyber Attack lights out in the 12. In second, it'll be Illegal Moonflash coming on. A Ghost with a Fire got into that photo.